Mhm.
But I also feel like Ngannou rocked the shit out of his ass one good time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to Ngannou and I guess the image, it comes across like one Tyson Fury didn't take Ngannou as seriously as he should have,
Mm-hmm. He definitely
and
didn't.
and two, be Francis was going off of some kind of false hype. See, Fury not taking him serious, and then Francis actually dropping him unanimously made the world feel like he won the fight. The judges just saw some next shit, didn't award him the victory. That cheer, that clout, that adulation coming his way made him go into the fight with Joshua thinking that he was really that dude. Like he could really do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Joshua just basically showed him, nah, fam, it's levels.
Nah, governor, you can't just come in my
Yeah,
ring,
bruv,
bro.
bruv,
You
this is
can't
my
just
place,
come.
bruv. I, I got kids, bruv. I gotta feed my stepkids, bruv. But I
They'll just
oh, I guess he just heard what I said.
they'll just
No, I was holding that in. I was
they'll
holding
just
that in.
Okay.
they'll just
You got
dying
one.
over there in that corner.
You got
He
one.
catching strays.
You got one.
They weren't even
You ain't getting
aimed
the
for him.
ball. You
He over
got
there
one.
trying to
You ain't getting
he
the
over
ball.
there he over there holding in last.
Like nigga, breathe. I forgot how. I've been holding in my laugh for so long. But Ngannou, right? I feel like this. I've heard, and it was something that crossed my mind. You think this might have fucked up his career going forward?
No,
No.
you didn't lose to a
No.
bum. Anthony Joshua was not a bum. That dude's probably again in this current era, probably one of the top heavyweights in this current era. Um, you didn't get beat by a slouch. You got beat by he's a champion. He's been a champion. So nah, I think he needs to get a better camp in place. I think he needs to get a better training regimen in place. I think he needs to get somebody who is going to really teach him how to box. But the other thing is, again, he is not a boxer.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like he
Because when
is.
you no. When you look at how he fights, again, this goes back to what I said earlier, where MMA is kind of a thing where even if you ain't got the hands for boxing, but you can hit hard and you're big, or you have some type of if I can get you to a certain position, I can basically either pound you out or I can just throw one good haymaker because of the chaos of the fight and catch you. That's kind of, and I'm not saying MMA doesn't have a skill level. I'm not saying that at all. But I
But you
feel
have
like,
more at your disposal in MMA.
right, there's more to look out for in MMA. So it's like, I got to watch out for feet. I got to watch out for the grapple. So I might be guarding a certain way to where there's more openings. With boxing, I only got to worry about your hands. So it's only so many places you're going to hit me because you really got from my waist up. It's only so many places you could really hit me. And I think because he comes into it with kind of like an MMA mindset still, you can even see in the fights, his hands go to that kind of MMA stance. Leaves him open with a boxer. A boxer's going to pop you every damn time.
You do have some truth in what you're saying. I just think it. I guess not as in depth as it should have been. Maybe I don't know because I don't necessarily disagree with you because you're right. Like boxing, boxing for MMA and boxing for the actual sport, two completely different things.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you look at a MMA fighter that's legitly an MMA fighter, not like somebody who boxed and got into MMA like Francis or Dustin Poirier, like
Right.
even when they guard differently. because an MMA fighter, when they guard, they also have to take into consideration if they're guarding a kick or a punch will be done
Right,
differently, right? Like you can't guard a kick the same way you guard a punch. It's impossible
right.
because the kick is going to get through. So taking that over to boxing, coming from MMA to boxing, yeah, I think you do have muscle memory because if you look at Francis, like he keeps dropping his hands,
Yeah,
and I feel like it's more so of him just going back to his MMA roots, and that's why
exactly.
he does that. I don't always think that the one hand up, one down, because it reminds me of the Philly Shuffle in a sense. You know, the Philly Shuffle is an effective way to win. I mean, look at what the fuck Floyd has done with it, right? But I don't know if it will be. I don't want to say fair or unfair. I don't know if it'll be a right assessment to say that because Francis came from MMA boxing is why he's not, or why he's not. Okay, before I say that, are you saying he's not good enough to make it in
No, no, no,
boxing?
no, 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 no,
Okay, so never mind.
no,
I take what I
no.
said back then. I take it
I'm
back.
saying he is not inherently a boxer.
Okay, but see, and that's the thing because we got into MMA, he wanted to box. So let me ask you, right? Because he started out boxing. From what I remember, his story, he started out boxing, but his coach in Europe, I think it was France, told him like you'll make more money doing MMA. And at the time, Francis had just came from Cameroon and the crazy shit that he was living through out there, right? So he just wanted money essentially because he didn't have any. So
Hmm.
that's why he got into MMA. So he started out boxing, went to MMA for the money, and then now is coming back to boxing for the love of it, right? Do you think he might have been, uh, for lack of a better word, corrupted in his skill, just being in
No,
MMA for so long?
no, but
Or
what
his
I think
technique, I
is,
should say, excuse me, not his skill, his technique.
I wouldn't say corrupted, but like you said, it's the muscle memory. He's been trained a certain way so long, and this is why I
It's gonna be
say he's not necessarily a boxer because if you're in yes, there's training. And what I mean by a boxer, like I said, there's people who, you know, you either are talented and you love boxing, or you love boxing and you have the drive and the work ethic to get that skill level. I think he's the second one. I think he loves boxing, but I think he has to put in the work to attain that skill level of somebody who, like, you know what I'm saying, an Anthony Joshua, who is a talented boxer. You know what I'm saying? You look at Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is a talented boxer. He's
mhm.
not just a good boxer. Like you look at everything about him is
He's
boxing. Like you can
he's
tell that's a
highly intelligent in the ring. Like
he has a
he
combination of genetics and training playing in his favor when it comes to boxing. I feel like Francis could be a good boxer, but he has to have somebody train out those bad MMA habits. And it has to be like some real like get somebody in there that can knock his ass out. Be like, this is what's gonna happen every time if you don't get your shit together. This is
Now,
gonna be your life.
if I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I saw videos that he was being trained by Mike Tyson. Do you not think that's a good enough mentor?
Mm, yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no, and I'm gonna use kind of an example. Tyson teaching boxing to a boxer is going to translate different than Tyson teaching boxing to a mixed martial artist. And here's why. Tyson teaching boxing to a boxer already has a lot of those fundamentals of a boxer. They already have the mindset of a boxer. So when
Mm-hmm.
Tyson's showing them something, they're picking it up because these are things they're already doing. Like when this comes to their footwork, stancing, movement, these are things they're already doing. Tyson is just showing them some extra tuning techniques, some things that work from him, some things they might not have thought of. Now, when you look at Tyson training somebody like Francis Ngannou or somebody who's not necessarily a boxer, I don't think Tyson has been able to take into account teaching him the actual boxing aspect of it, like the footwork, like the placement, like the, because again, you see when Tyson get around somebody, Tyson is one of the best at getting around an opponent. We've seen that man disappear and pop up and yeet. That's not something Ngannou does because in his mind, he's still an MMA fighter. It's hard to kind of get behind or get around somebody because you try to get around, I can kick the shit out you. You try to get around me. Like, come here, bitch. Yeah.
Now I get that, but I feel like Ngannou never. I feel like Ngannou was a boxer in the MMA world this whole time because he never really wanted to do MMA to begin with. He just wanted the money that came along with the sport because that's the sport that was making the money from it at the time.
I
Well,
don't
now I should say.
think he was a boxer. Go ahead, though.
I was about to say, but you still picked up those habits of being an MMA fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So to just that's not something that's just going to go away instantly.
And
I don't think, like, let's say even if he is being trained by Tyson, think about it with JJK. Gojo couldn't teach some shit that he can do easily. Why? Because he's already good at it. It was second nature to him learning it. Yeah, I can show you some footwork. Yeah, but I can't show you nothing advanced because I'm already good at it. He probably needs like one of them old school trainers that can literally whip that shit out of him.
And there's also the fact that Tyson's understanding of boxing is at a different height level than Ngannou. Not to be funny. Tyson's fighting style is based on him always being the smaller opponent.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to work differently when you are either bigger or the same size as your opponent. Tyson's always had to fight in a way where I have to get in and break this guy down from, not to be funny, from the area I can reach. Punching up's kind of going to get me jacked up. But if I could work this body and, you know what I'm saying, I can get in his ovaries, you know.
This nigga said his ovaries.
Yo,
This nigga out here fighting bitches.
I'm gonna make it my bitch. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it my bitch.
But
I'm gonna
he-
take
but-
him home and
Praise
make
God.
love to him. I'm gonna
Tyson
take him
also
home and
had-
make love
Yo,
to him.
Tyson was really on some extra shit. I'm
He-
gonna eat your kid.
he had
I am a savage. I'm a killer. All praise due Allah. Like, wait a minute. You threaten cannibalism. You threaten murder. And now you're gonna praise the Quran. All in one sentence.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't think he knows how trash talk works.
I don't
I don't think he understands the concept that
It was
sir?
like watching Macho Man.
No, that was Ultimate Warrior shit.
So look,
I understood Macho Man.
you go tell Mike Tyson how to cut a promo.
I like my jaw attached. I'm good. I like my face just how it is. I'm straight.
You don't want to walk in his room and feel it in the airplane.
Mm-mm.
Do 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 do.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm not stealing no
But
tiger.
Mike
I don't even like Frosted
Mike-
Flakes. Fuck you.
had an ungodly amount of power too for him to be so
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
It did not take much for him to break somebody down. Or
I
knock
also
them
think
out.
he knew how to generate the power, like from
Yeah.
his full body.
Yeah. And again, that is something different when you're in mixed martial arts because where your power comes from, it's the same, but it's applied differently because of how you basically have to fight, how you have to move, a lot of how you have to throw your punches and kicks. You're not doing that stuff like from the same stance and position as a boxer would. So again, I think he needs, like Dell said, he needs somebody to coach and really drill the bad habits out of him. There was nothing wrong with Tyson showing him stuff, but he needed to be with somebody who could drill those bad habits out of him.
So it sounds to me that y'all would think that he needs to essentially start from scratch,
Yes.
Yeah.
like as a rookie, start from scratch.
Yes. And I don't even mean as a rookie because don't get it twisted. I feel like he could knock anybody out on the right day. I just don't think he should have fought the people he fought off gate. I think he should have had some, I would say maybe, so I'm going to be fair. I would say maybe he should have fought somebody in like the top 5, top 10 first. Those should have been his first couple of fights.
Well, also you got to remember that he can only fight the opponents in front of him. If nobody wants to take a fight with him, it's nothing he could do about it.
But
Fury might,
do we know nobody wanted to take a fight with him, or is
as
that just the
far as
fight that
I'm,
came along?
well, as far as I know, and I'm going off of his career in MMA, it was really hard for him to find fights because he was knocking niggas out. Then when it came to boxing, he made it known that he wants to box, and Tyson Fury actually called him out. Tyson Fury told him to come box him and make a lot of money. So that's why he ended up fighting Fury. Now, as far as Joshua goes, I'm assuming, is just sticking in the sport that he wanted to do from jump. That's why he fought Joshua, because he has a very lucrative contract with the PFL, the Pro Fight League. It's just another MMA organization. So he has a contract waiting for him when he goes back to MMA. He just wants to box. This is something that he wants to do himself.
So with that said, even if he would have taken these fights, I would have probably like, okay, this is just me. This fight with Joshua, this would have been my Tyson Fury fight. I would have had a tune-up fight. My Tyson Fury fight would have been a tune-up fight.
Now I get what you're saying.
And then my next fight would have been another tune-up fight, and then Anthony Joshua would have been my next fight. I just personally wouldn't have came in here raw dog. Just wouldn't have did it.
Well, I think you need to reverse that. I think you meant to reverse that and have him fight Joshua first and then Fury, because Fury's the champ. Joshua's not. So essentially, you would need him to fight Goro before he fights Shang Tsung.
Either way,
yeah.
like what? But I mean,
no. I get what you're saying. I'm just
he probably should have just had a couple of fights first. Period.
But and that's the thing. Go ahead, Dale. I'm sorry.
But no, and I was about to say, but I wouldn't have went right for Fury, but Fury called him out. So there is no, okay, I'm gonna come get you, and then you fighting two mid-level, mid-card motherfuckers before you fight him. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was thinking. Like, since Fury actually is the one who initiated the smoke with Ngannou, that's why he went after him first. Yeah, I mean, y'all wanted to make the money. Y'all was able to make the money. I just don't want. I personally don't want Ngannou to stop boxing.
No, not at all.
You know, I hope he doesn't get discouraged by this shit. I hope this is not something that might want to deter him from it. But not even because this is his dream, but because I actually think he could do good. And like we said earlier, boxers don't have a lot of stars. Fucking Deontay Wilder star power, I don't think is as big as it used to be.
That's
not when you talk shit and lost twice.
You see what I'm saying? I don't see it being as big as it used to be. So stars is needed. Then fuck it. Let Ngannou be a two-sport star.
Absolutely. Let that man rock. I would now see, here's the thing though. That going back and forth ain't going to benefit him. If anything, I feel like it's going to harm him, because unless he establishes, he's not going to be able to kind of, you got to think about fight prep. That's not going to go well for him. That's actually going to end up hurting him in the long run, because you train him for boxing at one point, and then you train yourself from MMA. And again, those are two different training. You're putting a terrible strain on your body.
Those are two different worlds. You're right.
So no, I mean, I get what you were saying, but I would just, he needs to focus on one or the other. And if he's really gonna focus on boxing, he needs to get some real teachers in his camp, and he needs to do some tune-up fights. He needs to do 1 to 2 tune-up fights a year, maybe, nothing crazy, just to basically fine-tune, because you can't just not. Again, MMA is one thing, you know what I'm saying? That's he's been training for that. He's been doing that. So having one fight a year, you know what I'm saying, with no real tune-ups or anything like that, cool, whatever. You can't do that in boxing. Boxing, you got to fine-tune shit differently.
See, I don't know. And the only reason I say I don't know is because I feel like that assessment will be for if you're coming from a different sport. Because a rookie boxer going in there and getting big fights is not necessarily wrong if the rookie boxer is showing he can do it. It's the same as an MMA fighter going and get big fights, but he a rookie. I'm just not disputing it. because as you said it, I was sitting here thinking about it, and I do feel like he do need to have a lane. He should stick with boxing. Again, not taking away his MMA credibility, but like you said, I think it would be counteractive against each other because training will be differently, and it might intune in him different habits,
Mm-hmm.
different reactions to things that just become second nature. So
Mm-hmm.
I do get what you're saying because I actually thought he could do it for a while. When I first heard about it, I thought he might have been able to do both. In my mind, I'm like, fuck it, it's just boxing.
He
Like,
might
let's
build
be honest.
himself.
If you train for MMA, you got boxing because you got to train more for MMA because it's more you got to work out for. But the techniques in boxing is different.
Mm-hmm.
If
The
anything,
mindset's different.
and they showed you in boxing that technique matters
Yeah.
in comparison to another sport where you're coming from another combat sport. Because even how you're handled, the fighters are handled being hurt. If in MMA, if a ref steps in and he's not pausing the fight to like fix a position, take a point, talk to a fucking fighter about something, or getting the doctor to look at the fighter, if a ref stops you, it's over. If the ref steps in, it's over. There's no starting this fight over. There's no coming back from this fight. It's over. If you get dropped and the ref jumps in, it's over.
Yeah.
Whereas in boxing, you get dropped,
Can restart the fight.
you exactly. You then get an 8 count. You gotta tell me where you are and walk towards me. You could do that. You could go back to fighting.
How many fingers am I holding up?
This is what I'm saying. Like, and they let you just go right back to fighting.
Walk this straight line.
So that
Who does
I
number
feel like
two
that
work
fucked
for?
up Ngannou too. Huh?
He said, "Who does number 2 work for?"
I'm mad I missed that one because that was actually a good one. That was actually a good one. I'm mad I missed that one. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good
What's so
one.
sneaky?
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was that Vince Vaughn level of comedy, just
That was bad.
sarcastic and quick and snipey. Yeah,
Boop, right on your nose.
yeah. That was a good one. Question though. Which sport do you think is more taxing on the body? MMA
MMA.
or boxing?
MMA.
I don't mean taxing on like you training or what you do to your body to prepare for the fight. I'm talking about consequences of the fight itself.
MMA.
MMA.
That's what you think?
Yes.
Dale, that's what you think?
Los, do
Huh?
you not remember that fight? And my man leg was in an L shape after he kicked my man. He broke his own goddamn shin.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
do.
breaking a shin in boxing.
Yeah, not.
Now,
You're right.
hold on. Are you
You're
talking
right.
about are you talking about just overall, or are you talking about just like, because
I was talking about overall, but we can do consequence of the. Excuse me. We can do immediate consequence as well.
because you can't. Okay, so here's the thing. You can say boxing, but at the end of the, actually, I would say boxing, and here's why
It
I would
is
say boxing.
boxing.
The,
It is
the
What
boxing.
long run.
you get
in
more
the
punches to the
long
head.
run,
It is boxing. Boxing is way more taxing to a fighter's body than MMA is. You hear way more about boxers, ex-boxers, like Hall of Fame level boxers having their body fucked up. Like, look at rest the man's soul, but look at how Muhammad Ali was towards the end of his life. Look at the man's condition, how he was at the end of his life. What was it, Parkinson's he had? I don't want to speak out of
Mm.
turn,
I think it was because I think he had the same
think
thing
so.
Michael J. Fox had.
right?
It's Parkinson's.
And he got that from boxing.
Too many blows
Look,
to the head. That
look
was when
exactly.
when he was tanking all that shit.
And that's
And
another reason why
that was actually his fighting style. He would tank you, tire you out, and then wear your ass out.
he was trying to rope a dope you. He either wanted to make you miss or whatever. He just wanted to get the whiffs in so he could get you tired. But look at how he turned out. And like you brought up Anderson Silva, yeah, Anderson Silva modeled his fighting style from Muhammad Ali some, but we don't see him having those problems. He did the rope a dope. He lulled niggas to sleep and then finished them off. MMA is more protection to the fighter than boxing is. And like y'all said, it's constant blows to the head when it comes to boxing.
I don't think it's necessarily more protection. I think
It
what
is.
it really is I think what it really is that there's more ways to get to your opponent in MMA than there are in boxing. In boxing, is really only the body of the head. Whereas MMA, I can get your leg, I can get your arm, I can get your midsection, I can get you around the throat. I don't have to necessarily bust you in the face just to beat you.
Right. But that's why I
choke you
said it's
out and
more.
make you quit.
That's why I said it's more protection in MMA.
Oh, see, I don't see that as protection. That's just me. I don't get protection from that.
Are you taking it as guarding yourself?
No,
as protection? Because I'm talking about protection as protecting the fighter after the fight.
I get what you're saying, but I didn't get that as protection, though.
Yeah, dude. The worst you really hear about an MMA fighter is like broken bones and shit like that, or some kind of complications of whatever they put in there to fix the bone, like a screw or a rod, or stents or something like that. Maybe those get infected, shit like that. You don't hear MMA fighters having like brain problems after their career is over because fights get stopped. Like you said, you could choke a nigga.
And in that aspect, yes, there is that protection. If we're talking about
fights get stopped. And like y'all said, there's other things. Yeah, and like you said, there's other things a person can hit. You could get kicked in the leg too hard and you can't fight no more. Your leg ain't broken. You just can't stand on it. And if you can't stand on it, you can't defend yourself. So the fight is over.
Can't stand it, can't kick.
This is what I'm saying. So the fight is over. How many fucking times have Daniel's son?
Sweet the leg.
And that's how niggas end up getting crane kicked.
It all. Oh.
Just saying that's what we get from it.
What's bad is I went back to my man wasn't that how what's that damn fighter's name?
Lyoto Machida?
No, the MMA fighter that was fighting.
Lyoto Machida. Lyoto Machida.
Wait, let him finish what he's talking about.
wait, what? Damn it, I can't think of nobody names.
Did he do the fucking
Randy
Couture?
Not Roy Jones. Fuck.
John Jones? Are you trying to think of the time when the nigga did the Daniel?
Stop putting names in his head. He's having a hard enough time as it is.
Exactly. The boxer that can't read.
Floyd Mayweather.
James Toney.
Floyd Mayweather.
You don't remember how? I'm sorry.
No, I know Floyd can't read.
Your thoughts together, Dell. His face though.
Because he's just throwing names out here.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. Go ahead.
My God.
My God. Mayweather, I'm gonna stop. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop.
The MMA fighter that fought him,
Conor McGregor, and I'm being serious this time.
Didn't McGregor fuck his ankle up in the ring or some shit like that? That's how he lost that. Or
recently,
that's how that got stopped.
Recently, yeah.
But how do you do that in a boxing match, though? Like, how do you do that in a boxing match? And you're an MMA fighter.
He didn't do it in a boxing match. It happened in an MMA fight.
Oh, I thought that happened in that boxing match against Mayweather.
No.
That he just caught the freshest of skibbity paps.
No. Yeah. Yeah, he caught skippity paps.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think I did confuse the two.
You did. Yeah, he caught skippity paps in that one.
Put him up.
Yeah.
Floyd just outboxed him.
No, he definitely
he
did.
Outboxed him. That was complete nothing but technique. I wasn't trying to knock this man out. I just wanted to fight.
I just wanted the point.
Yeah. Now you want to hear some crazy shit though? I heard in an interview that Floyd said he did exactly what he planned on doing, like down to the round where he finished the fight. Like he was saying he was gonna pepper him and play with him and let him let him tire himself out. Did you notice that Dell is frozen?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, unfortunately, this train has come to an end because just like clockwork, there he goes.
There he goes.
Just like clockwork, he is our alarm clock, clearly. He lets us know when we've gone too long and we need to start wrapping up the show. He
Yep.
is our wrap it up button.
Yep.
He's our wrap it
that
up,
shit
B.
B.
He's our wrap it up button. That's for
Wrap
damn
that
sure.
shit up, B.
Well, I'll say this. Since we waiting on him, I'll give my last little thoughts about something. I feel like even though Jake Paul might be making a mockery to some people out of boxing, right? I have to say, I looked it up, right? Peep this shit. When he fought Nate Robinson, he made 1.2 million,
Mm-hmm.
right? The first fight against Tyrone Woodley, he made 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
His second to last fight against Anderson Silva, he made 1.5 million. Now this man has had 9 fights in boxing, and it seems like this man is averaging, I want to say 1.5 million, because that 1.2 was his first boxing match against Nate Robinson, and you still got $1 million for your first boxing match. I'll say this much. MMA might have taken over as the sport to go to. They might be the dominant sport, but damn it, boxing's still where the money at.
Yeah,
Because
still
they
have the
knew
paydays.
MMA.
Yeah.
Nigga, you don't get MMA fighters making $1 million a fight. You don't get that.
No,
you really don't.
You don't.
You don't. So, look, man, I'll be 40 in a few years, and I'm definitely taking up boxing in a few months. Let my ass get a chance to take a boxing match against Morgan Freeman for $2 million.
Morgan Freeman.
Look, I'm trying to make a spectacle too. All right, fine. Jason Statham. I don't know, nigga. And I get to wear a headpiece. I fucking know. Con Center.
Hey,
I beat that little streamer ass. I don't know.
You can fight
What
the
the
Rock.
fuck ever. Let me get into boxing.
Did
And
you
they
say The
talking
Rock?
about,
Yes, I did.
huh?
Fight the Rock.
If I have to tell your black ass one more time, I saw this man rip metal out of stone. All right? Just because he had to go to work, he ripped a gate out of his suspension. All right? I will fuck him up for the price of money, for that kind of money that they offering. I will either whip his ass or I will get my head chopped off by the Scorpion King. Either
Kumo
or.
Shente.
Either
Anyway,
or.
he taking that payday.
You goddamn right. 1.5 million, nigga, please.
Yeah.
Please. But before we go off any more
Real quick,
tangents.
bro.
Mhm.
I gotta get off on a tangent.
Oh.
Would you take the people's elbow for 1.5 million?
Yes. Yes.
In a
Answer is
heartbeat.
yes.
But I want one stipulation.
What?
Just one.
What?
I get to lick his elbow after he do it. Yeah. I'm gonna make it weird and awkward, so he'll never want to do it again. Yeah. Yeah. I get to lick the people's sweat. Yeah. Yeah.
I am very uncomfortable.
On that note,
Wow.
That's the point. That's the point. Very uncomfortable. So leave that bum shit alone. Don't you ever do no dumb shit like that again, nigga. Yeah.
So
You got that right.
gonna,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
click on this here. Here we go. There you go. Oh,
Well,
oh God.
well, folks, that wrap it up button has been pressed officially. And you know who I am.
I am very uncomfortable. Oh God. It's playing in my head. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. And after I lick his elbow, I'm gonna get the ashy part and go lick, 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 lick.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro fans.
Okay, wrap it up button has been pressed.
Wow.
Oh, I am your host, officially signing off. You can find me on Facebook at Los Coley on Instagram, BK it's full Xbox, Big V718, Twitter and
Oh,
Gmail
shit.
is Los Coleon DLT5. I have been your host. Panty dropping formation. No, panty. I'm gonna get it. Panty dropping formation. First form. No, panty dropping breathing. Panty dropping breathing. First form formation. I'm gonna figure this shit out. I swear I am. I'm gonna get this shit. You're down.
We're just gonna do a whole episode of watching Los
No.
trying to do that.
Down. I feel like Goku in the bridge right now. The hyperbole time chamber.
Dog. I'm mad though because you just reminded me of something. So at my second job, there's actually a muffin button. Take a picture of it tonight and send that to y'all in the group. There is a fucking muffin button.
What? Why? Therefore, why is the button there?
Muffin button.
Why is the button there?
I'm gonna take a picture of it because I know it sounds like jokes. There's a muffin button.
Why is it there?
Oh,
What
For
does it do?
muffins.
For muffins.
It's a muffin button. Did you?
And the button actually says muffin.
So what happens when you push the button? Does a muffin come out?
No, I can ring up a muffin. It has its own button. It has its own button. I'm not joking.
Oh my god, this is too funny.
This is a real thing. I meant to show y'all a while ago. Los just reminded me. Goddamn Team 4-star, I love y'all.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh, that was fun. Oh god damn, that was fun.
Oh God, there's a muffin button.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. You see it, read it, apply it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm sticking with
The muffin button news. That was it. The muffin button took y'all out.
Oh no, it was everything I did before that, nigga.
I'm not thinking about that. I removed that from my memory. That didn't happen. I time warped. I skipped. I tapped into the speed force on that one.
You remember that time that you was with your girlfriend and she kissed you and you thought you pre-came? Well, you was wrong, Dale. It was me. I jerked you off at supersonic speed.
Cartoons are so fucking gangster. Like, yes, folks, that really was a thing. That really was a thing. Oh, let's get out of here. All the socials, New Life 81, Xbox is going to be Dat Jersey Kid.
Lo's gonna be like, I licked your weenus rock.
Oh my
How's
God.
it feel?
That's what that's called.
What if he starts? What if he starts?
All the weenus. It's
What
called
if
the
he starts
weenus.
sucking on the elbow like he's Maggie from The Simpsons?
Oh, I'm gonna go to one of my coworkers tomorrow. I'm definitely find a chick. Be like, hey, can I suck your weenus? You think that's an HR case?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna find out.
Don't.
I'm gonna find out.
Don't do it.
Facebook.com/the lunch table, Instagram.com/the lunch table 5, YouTube.com/
Don't you push that button
the
on
lunch
me.
table 5.
Don't you push
Folks,
You've been pushing to wrap it up.
Thank you for spending your time.
Say it to somebody
like,
not at work.
share, and subscribe.
Say it to somebody not at work.
Come
Don't
back for
enter
more of
work
these
with it.
antics. Come back for the next episode so we can see if he really licked someone's weenus.
Lick.
Have a good night.
Weenus.